Well, ladies and gentlemen, Six Fig Stock Trader here on YouTube. We're going to be looking at CKB, Bitcoin, and Voyager Token on this video. So welcome back to the channel, everyone. I just want to give a huge shout out to everyone who smashed that like button on the last video. We got over 100 likes. You guys are killing it. Let's try for another 100 on this video as well. If you're bullish on CKB, hit that like button. In addition, I was approached by these two Nervous Network Telegram channels. If you're on Telegram and you want people to kind of mesh with or talk Nervous Network, there seems to be an abundance of people on these Telegram channels. They are on there 24 hours a day, it seems like. Somebody's always on there texting, commenting, throwing ideas around. So if you're interested about learning more about CKB, Nervous Network, there's some great information there. Let's get into CKB, and you're going to want to watch my TA on Bitcoin that I do after this as well, because even though Bitcoin and the market's kind of rallying, Bitcoin is in big trouble right now as I speak, and this will influence all of your other altcoin investments. With that said, let's get started on CKB. We can see the trajectory of CKB by using this Fibonacci channel, and we can see that we are really kind of nipping at this 23.6 level right here. What appears to be a nice kind of bull flag pull. I mean, someone could make the case for that, but we do have somewhat of a flag forming or possibly a pennant forming. So with that said, this should be a bullish outcome here. We hopefully will break this, get up through this Fibonacci channel line, and retest this 200. And this is what I'm hoping is about to happen. Let's just pretend. This is the daily chart, folks. Let's just pretend the market chugs along like it is right now. Bitcoin's doing its thing, making new all-time highs. I'm hoping this would go up higher than where we are at right now. But we might see CKB get subjected to a nice little Fibonacci sliver, just a guess, or we still might be seeing Elliott wave theory kind of in play right now. We are not out of the cloud with CKB at this moment, so we are still kind of trading sideways since about August 14th, which is very frustrating. And it would be nice to see us get back above this cloud. Really, folks, we have to play the waiting game with CKB. Let's drop a little Fibonacci time zone on this, why don't we? And we can see that tomorrow, August 22nd, is predicting some sort of shift in price action. Let's look at this on like let's just go to like a 4-hour chart here and just really peep this out. So I would say somewhere in the neighborhood of August 22nd, 7 a.m.-ish, give or take 4 hours. This could be an indication that price action may reverse down here, may reverse up here. This could be the time that CKB takes off. All we know is at that point in time, there could possibly be some sort of momentum building up to that point. So this is CKB, and what I think is going to happen now, if we see CKB launch, I do think that over the next few days, we would see CKB come up into this 2-cent level. If we reject here, it's back down to the penny. No questions about that. So let's move on to Bitcoin, because what I'm about to tell you is going to influence CKB and the rest of the market quite heavily. And you're not going to, we'll discuss this Voyager chart here in just a moment. But you guys remember, since August 4th, who's been screaming, the only one screaming on YouTube about ending diagonals in Bitcoin? It seems like I'm the only one that ever says or said anything. But here's the thing about Bitcoin, folks. Yeah, it's grand that we're going up right now, and I'm not trying to be some negative bear right here, but if we just move this goalpost like this, all we're getting ourselves into is a much bigger ending diagonal. Just when you think Bitcoin is going to fall from an ending diagonal, it goes on to create a bigger ending diagonal. So this is very bad news for Bitcoin. I'm sorry to say this, but people are yeah, it's going to get real here really quick with Bitcoin. Look for August 24th, 7 p.m. Central Time. Of course, this is a 12-hour chart, so let's look at a 4-hour chart to get a better idea of when this might actually happen. Okay, so now we're getting complete data shift information. I just need to double check a few things. Looks pretty good. We're gonna slide this out to there. I like this. So I would say definitely August 21st around 11 a.m., give or take 4 hours on each side. And we might be seeing Bitcoin here providing us with a little Elliott wave theory. And we might see a reversal right around this $52,000 level. It would not surprise me to see this wick up a little bit more. But if Bitcoin, for some reason, decides to blow the top off this thing, which is pretty rare, especially with a ending diagonal of this magnitude. I mean, this thing has been technically forming since about July 19th. So this thing is a 1-month-long pattern, very similar to what we saw here, February 28th, April 17th, so month and a half long pattern, and we can see the devastating effects. The larger the pattern, the harder the fall in most cases. But Bitcoin folks, I want you guys to be on the lookout. I'm here to tell you guys the truth about my opinion and where I see the market. It's going to drastically differ from every channel you guys watch, and I do respect that you guys watch other channels, because the more information, the more knowledge, the better decisions you can make. But let's scoot on over to Voyager Token, and you guys, if you're looking at a good, solid, longer-term play, in my opinion, Voyager Token is a good pick. They've got an incredible community. They've got an incredible team. This is a publicly traded company on the Canadian Stock Exchange. This has a lot of people, that are heavily involved in high finance, working within Voyager, such as the former CEO of E-Trade. So, this has a lot going for it. And I do think that we might see Voyager Token kind of creep up here in the days to come, as long as Bitcoin doesn't act up. Now, Voyager Token did a token swap, where they went from BQX to VGX. So I'm attempting to do TA on a day-old chart. So you guys have to understand that this is short-term movement for right now. We can see Voyager Token is starting to consolidate. The wildness and volatility is starting to kind of cool off. This is great to see. And we kind of have a little symmetrical triangle forming at this point in time. You could even argue that something along these lines, we are seeing a symmetrical triangle form here. Now, I want to just go ahead and try to break this thing down. It wouldn't surprise me to see a double bottom happen. I'm not saying it's going to in this circumstance, but it very well could. But we need a bounce off this $4 level at some point in time, overnight tonight, to keep this thing alive. And let's go ahead and get rid of all this stuff. And this is going to be the easiest TA I think I've ever done, because look at this chart. So let's look at this thing from a retracement perspective. We are coming back down as I speak to test this 61.8 level possibly again. This is this $3.90 level. And this could be an important moment in time for Voyager to rebound. This would be huge, a double tap on the 61.8. This is a very powerful Fibonacci support and resistance level. If this breaks down, you can see where we might come down to retest this $3.56 level. Now let's talk about the bullish side of things for Voyager. And I am definitely a Voyager bull, at least in the long term. Like I said, I think it's just got a lot of good things going for it. So we can see that after this thing launched, this thing came back down here, and then it came up to this 88.6 level. And you guys have heard me talk about the 88.6 level, and this is what options traders, a lot of other traders use this percentage. You can see they're getting smarter. They're selling out and reversing positions before we hit this percentage. But a lot of times around this percentage, this is when traders will close their positions and open up reversal positions. So if we are heading downwards, we hit the 88.6, we might close our puts, open up some calls, vice versa. And that's all stock option talk. But Voyager, I tell you guys, if Voyager goes to 200%, we are looking at a $6 token, which would be awesome right now. And it would be interesting to see what kind of moves this chart makes here over the next few days, especially if we bounce off this lower trend line here. Looks like I've got Crypto Airborne DMing me right now. But yeah, like I said, I think a bounce off this $4-ish level is going to be huge for Voyager token at the moment. Let's just throw a little fib channel up just for the sake of things. We're not really gaining anything concrete by using this channel on such a short time frame, but we can see that the squeeze is on, and by August 21st, tomorrow, well, in the next few hours, we should see some sort of resolve. If we don't hold this $4 mark, prepare to move a little bit lower. But man, tell you what, there's a lot of people buying up Voyager under $4 right now, so it'll be an interesting play here. We'll have to wait a few more days before we can make any concrete assumptions on where this thing is actually going to go. I would love to see Voyager pull one of these moves here and create a multi-day ascending triangle and 2x or something crazy. But nonetheless, here we are trading on a one-day chart, which is ludicrous to me. I'd like to thank all the Patreons for your love and support. I have been doing some turtle trading on there, updating my portfolio. I opened a Robinhood account and put $120 in there, and we are starting the turtle trading all the way up to $1 million. Grew the account 2% this week, so we are headed in the right direction. If you want to be a Patreon, it's $3 a month, and you will get your name, YouTube channel name, or business name up on this banner. So I hope you guys all have wonderful weekends, and I'll see you Sunday.